coming up on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime.
The Paintsville Pike rivalry, goes all the way back to even in the 80s. And it's always a good game, from both teams. They get our best and we get their best.
Our game of the week takes us to Johnson County for a Class A showdown between number 9 Pikeville and number 10 Paintsville. Two powerful running teams meet down in Baxter as Harlan County welcomes in the second-ranked Belfry Pirates, and Letcher County Central looks to bounce back from its loss to Pikeville as it visits Daniel Field and the Hazard Bulldogs.
And as I told them, if that's what motivates you, then put your money where your mouth is.
Rico Dominguez from Allen Central, and Sports Overtime starts now.
As we said, it's a packed show. Welcome into yet another edition of the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime. Josh McKinney, joined by Jamie McCracken. A number of intriguing games on the slate for tonight.
Yeah, traditional powers, Harlan County, Belfry, they meet up in Baxter, and also Johnson Central in Lexington taking on Lexcath.
That's just to name a couple. But maybe, none as big as our Appalachian Wireless game of the week in Johnson County. A top 10 Class A showdown.
I say we do it.
It is our game of the week. Number 9 Pikeville, number 10 Paintsville, a rematch of last season's second round matchup in the Class A state playoffs. Cash Daniel and number 10 Paintsville welcoming in number 9 Pikeville. Tigers strike first in the first. Daniel to Darren Morris, the short 3-yard touchdown pass. Paintsville goes up 7-0. Ensuing drive with a short field. The Panthers give it to Derek Pugh. Punches it in easily. We're tied at 7. First play of the fourth quarter, another give to Pugh, another touchdown. 2-point conversion makes it 15-7. U-Pike top plate contender, less than 2 minutes to go. Paintsville going to the air. Daniel to James Allen. Look at the over-the-shoulder catch. 22 yards. Tigers tie it with the 2-point conversion. We go to overtime in OT. Pugh, his third touchdown of the night. Pikeville goes up 22-15. Paintsville's turn. Who else? But Daniel from 4 yards out gets across the goal line, pulling the Tigers within 1. And of course, they're going to go for it. Not the first, not the second, but the third effort gets Daniel into the end zone. And we go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Paintsville wins a thriller over Pikeville, 23-22 in overtime. Here's an emotional Cash Daniel after the game.
I knew from the play-go when Coach Kenner called it, ran 3 plays in a row. I had comments to my 5 guys up front. They're the biggest, they're the meanest, and they're the nastiest offensive linemen up and down in this region. I guarantee you that.
What did it mean just now to talk to your dad after this victory?
Me and him have been through so much, and he's pushed me hard to get to this moment all my life. To never give up, and it's our mentality. We not me. We don't stop punching. Coach Jericho told us before the game, it's going to be a fist fight. It's all about who keeps punching, and we kept punching tonight.
Josh, how am I even supposed to follow that up? I'm not even kidding. I have no idea what I'm doing now. Holy cow. Scotty McCoy, McGoffin County down in Robinson Creek taking on Shelby Valley. First quarter, no score. Casey Tackett, woo, that's a good juke. Big game for a first down for Shelby Valley. 2 plays later, Jordan Hampton on the right side. He takes it in from about 20 yards out. Valley goes up 7-0. I told you I can't match Cash Daniel. I'm sorry. It's highlight. It doesn't matter what happens. McGoffin County's turn on offense. Number 6 throws to number 6. Well, that's not good because there can't be 2 number 6s on the same team. Donovan Lane picks off Ryan Mullins, and then the Wildcats will capitalize. Takes it 2 plays, and Shelby Valley's back in the end zone. This time, Tackett takes it in. Valley up 13-0. Second quarter, Valley back in the red zone again and back in the end zone again. Give it to Tackett. That kid's pretty good. Go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Shelby Valley, no problem tonight. 42-7, the final. 2 wins in a row for head coach Eric Ratliff.
Coach Jeremy Hall's daughter, Allen Central, welcoming in the Morgan County Cougars to Eastern. Opening drive for Morgan. The pitch is fumbled, and Chase Cottle jumps on it for the Rebels. Allen Central takes over deep in Cougars territory. Central able to capitalize. Jesse Brown, the sweep, gets it across the goal line from 16 yards out. Rebels on the board 6-0. Morgan County, though, would then turn it on, especially this guy, Hunter Collins. Like a rocket into the defensive backfield. He's off to the races. Touchdown Cougars 14-6. Next possession, Collins, the halfback pass to Cody Hammonds inside the 5-yard line. So who gets the ball now? Who else? Mr. Collins punches it in from 2 yards out. Morgan County beats Allen Central on the road. The final score, 34-6. Well, just ahead, number 2 Belfry aims for back-to-back wins to start the season when it visits Harlan County.
I'm still trying to breathe. Cash Daniels got me going with chills right here. But first, number 7 Bell County hits the road to take on Pike Central for a date with the Hawks.
Time now for our Fans in the Stands t-shirt toss-out, sponsored by Eastern Kentucky University. To Harlan County we go, Coal Miners Memorial Stadium. Harlan County fans receiving some free shirts out supporting their Black Bears as they take on the Belfry Pirates. Highlights of this game in a bit. Harlan County, tonight's Fans in the Stands, sponsored by Eastern Kentucky University.
Coming into tonight's game with Bell County, the Pike Central Hawks giving up an average of 41.5 points per game. Head coach Sean Thacker's team still looking for win number 1. Meanwhile, Wayne Mills and number 7 Bell County coming off a 41-7 loss to Boyle County last week. We go second quarter, Bell up 26-13. Seth Kahn, that's quarterback keeper. Good blocking, gets out of bounds, 23 yards on the game. Time's ticking, 2 plays later, Kahn. All kinds of time, and he goes to his main target. We saw this guy last week. Hunter Clark, but no! Trey Humphrey deflects an incomplete pass, or Wells. Thacker, what do you think?
He pulled him out now before he ever went to raise his hand. Yes, he did. Oh, I know he touched him. Man, that much contact in it.
Never mind. Coach Thacker always fired up for his team. Bell gets the ball back. Peyton Collett rolls out. Finds Raynock Thompson. Big gain. Time is ticking though before halftime. 40 seconds to go. Collett this time. Oh, he's picked off by Bryce Elkins. Elkins, he gets out of bounds. However, the score stays 26-13 at the half. First play in the second half, Kahn. Oh, he's gobbled up by Jacob Sutton. Big man in there eating. 4 plays later, Kahn gets it to Stone Harris. 35 yards, a little wobbly, but it gets there. 35 yards on the pickup. Next play, Kahn. Well, you picked off a pass before half. I'll give you a touchdown, man. He finds Elkins for the TD. Go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Bell County, though, ends up demolishing Pike Central tonight, 60-36.
Betsy Lane hosting the Sheldon Clark Cardinals over in Floyd County. We start with the U-Pike top play contender in the first. Sheldon Clark taking it to the 10, to the 20. All the way for the end zone is Brandon Butcher. Touchdown, Cardinals up 7. Betsy Lane has an answer, though. Morgan Tackett catches the pass, takes it to the end zone for 6 for the Bobcats. Staying in the first quarter, Cardinals can reach the score, but the Bobcats aren't having any of it, stopping them short of a touchdown at the goal line. But the next play, Butcher will run it in for some more points. Cardinals go up 13-6. Another U-Pike top play contender in the second quarter now. Bobcats searching for Mason Swiger, but it will be Braden Mills with the interception. Braden Mills with the touchdown. That's a pick 6. We go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Sheldon Clark gets the big win at Betsy Lane, 61-6, the final score.
The battle of the city schools, homecoming night for Middlesboro. Get all prettied up, but Pineville trying to spoil that. Second play from scrimmage, less than a minute to go in this one. Quarterback Chase Elliott around the right side, setting the tone early off. It's a 32-yard touchdown skip for Jacket State 7-0. But Pineville in their first possession, marching downfield. It's Tuck Willem in the third and going, punches it in, but the extra point no good. 7-0 Borough on top. Next drive for Middlesboro. This time they stall on downs, but Caleb Heck knocks in a 30-yard field goal, extends the Jackets lead 10-6 later in the second. 4th and goal. Tuck Willem, he's in, 13-10. Pineville takes the first lead of the night. We take you now with Isaiah Williams around the left side in the second half. Puts him up 27-24 late in the game. Tuck Willem again. Oh, this kid put the spaghetti emoji. He is eaten in the end zone for another touchdown. And with that, Pineville tucks away the victory. Go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Pineville defeats Middlesboro 40-31. The first time since 1989 Pineville knocks off the Borough.
Staying on the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard, late third quarter, a big weather delay in this one. Number 6 North Laurel over West Jessamine, 49-13. Lawrence County hands Fairview its first loss of the season, 40-14 over the Eagles. Rock Castle all over South Laurel, 40-6 the final score. Williamsburg falls to 0-3. The Yellow Jackets followed home to Leslie 27-19. Estill County, a big win on the road at Frankfort, 49-39, the final score over the Panthers. Well, coming up on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime, the Hazard Bulldogs welcome into Daniel Field the Letcher County Central Cougars.
Oh boy, and number 3 Johnson Central goes to Lexington to battle the Knights of Lexington Catholic.
Hi, I'm Coach Parsons from Betts Lane Bobcats, and you're watching Sports Overtime.
It's not about if you get knocked down. It's about how hard you get up, right? That's what it says. It's about how fast you get up, how hard you get up. I tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to get up and walk to the fight tonight. We're not going to get up and walk to the fight. We're going to get up and sprint to the fight. We're going to get up and run right to the fight. We're going to take it head on. You understand that? Sure. We're going to take it head on. We take it to them early. We take it to them often. And we take care of business real quick. You understand? Yes, sir. We do that? Yes, sir. Hey, do we want to do that? Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's go.
Harlan County head coach Eddie Creech earned the first victory of his career last week, beating Clay County in the ARH Bowl. And with that win, he is now just 389 wins behind tonight's counterpart, Belfry's Philip Haywood. There is Creech taking on the second-ranked Pirates for the first time as head coach of the Black Bears. First possession for Belfry. Freshman quarterback Kevin Browning getting the start. Hands it off to Andrew Fletcher. 34 yards for the Pirate touchdown. 2-point conversion good. 8-0 Belfry. And then some more points would be scored. Browning, this time to the air, except it's not to the air. Derek Wellman the run, just muscling his way into the end zone. 3 Black Bears around him. Still gets in 15-0. U-Pike top play contender. Pirates having their way offensively. Still first quarter. Browning now to the air to Cameron Catron. The 50-yard pass and catch capped off by the touchdown. This game was in a 1-hour lightning delay, but Belfry, as we go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard, cruises 43-0 over the Black Bears.
All right, let's go to Lex Cath. It's the Knights taking on Johnson Central. Johnson Central pounding Catholic early. Bryce Skaggs getting the first down on the Belly series, but more from the Golden Eagles. Connor Ratliff, second man through. He's determined to get, I'm going to get across this end zone. Thank you very much. Johnson Central touchdown. Then we have a lightning delay, of course. Close to an hour.
Am I the only one that didn't have a lightning delay tonight?
I guess. No, I didn't have one. It's 14-0 Central, but Lex Cat comes back with Legend Brumbo. Scrambles, waiting for a man to come open. That's his man. Andy Thompson, I'll take this. Thank you. Touchdown Knights. Let's go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Johnson Central gets the solid road win over Lex Cat, 42-28.
Hazard High School principal Happy Mabalini orchestrating the pregame pump-up, preparing his Bulldogs to take on the Cougars of Letcher County Central. Scoreless, middle of the first. At the 50-yard line, Hazard QB Cole Ratliff connects with senior Zach Blanton. Nice little catch right there. Same drive, Cade Fletcher now sneaks it into the end zone for the 3-yard touchdown. Bulldogs on the board. Letcher County Central, though, would answer just more than 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Deep pass from Isaiah Bentley to Tanner Lucas. Pulls it in for the touchdown, and again, just under 9 till the half from the Letcher 36. Bentley sends it to Jalen Williams. He'll take off the Hazard sideline and run it all the way in for 6 more for the Cougars. But the Hazard Bulldogs have a big second half to beat the Cougars at home. Final score, 23-20.
Close game there, not a close game here. Wayne County hands Perry Central its first loss on the season, 56-8. So Larky Bear now 2-1 on the year. Beechwood traveled down to Somerset and defeated the Briar Jumpers 48-14 as we stay on the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Lynn Camp, the Wildcats improved to 2-1 with a 48-30 win over the Jackson County Generals. So 2 wins in a row for the Cats. Harlan, they come back in the second half to defeat Thomas Walker out of Virginia, 41-28. Meanwhile, Phelps drops to 0-3 on the season, 47-0. Van West Virginia takes that.
Much more to come on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime, but as we go to break, here's a look at this week's Alice Lloyd College Mountain Top 10. Time now for our McDonald's Student Athlete of the Week. Cambriana Bobrowski was a senior at Owsley County High School where she had a 3.85 GPA. She was a member of the Lady Owls softball team, golf team, and served as cheer captain. She was also a Rogers Scholar and was a member of the Beta Club. Congratulations, Cambriana, our McDonald's Student Athlete of the Week.
Long John Silver's catch of the day. Let's go to Hazard. Isaiah Bentley of Letcher County Central throws it deep, and look at the grab in the end zone by Tanner Lucas here. Take another look. Oh yeah, Tanner Lucas. Now Letcher would fall to Hazard, but Tanner Lucas providing us with tonight's Long John Silver's catch of the day.
Time to get you set for this weekend's high school and college action with the Saturday slate sponsored all season long by Union College. The Kentucky Wildcats officially begin the 2015 season tomorrow night inside a new-look Commonwealth Stadium against the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette.
Finally, the season is here. Many Kentucky fans are labeling this season as a bowl game or bust type year, but that is not the case for Mark Stoops. Stoops will not put a win total out there, but says he is just looking for some improvement.
Just improvement across the board. You know I'm not going to fall into that trap that, you know, some of our players have, and I've let them, you know, but, you know, if they want to talk about a bowl game and all that, fine, but we got one game this week. I mean, we can't get two, right? So we got to take care of business 1 week at a time and 1 day at a time. And as I told them, if that's what motivates you, then put your money where your mouth is. And when things get tough later on down the road, then let's be consistent and go to work every day to get better.
Also opening the season tomorrow at home are the Union Bulldogs. You'll be there as they begin year number 2 under head coach Zach Willis.
That's right, I will be there. The Bulldogs welcome in Warner University out of Florida and will take the field with a relatively young team. Willis says since he does not see a huge talent advantage either way, it will all come down to which team makes the fewest mistakes.
It comes down to mistakes. Who limits their mistakes generally has got the best chance to win the game unless there's a huge talent differential. I don't see a huge talent differential either way, so it's going to come down to mistakes, and I think they have an advantage in the fact they've played a game, but we did scrimmage Emory and Henry, so hopefully we've made up that gap, and we just got to play solid football.
Well, that just about does it for this edition of the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime. I will be filling in for Lauren Cash tomorrow as she goes to Lexington for Kentucky's home opener with Lafayette.
Great, so I got to do a show with you again. Boo, just kidding. Well, the Wildcats and the Ragin' Cajuns, like you said, will kick, as well as the Appalachian Bowl from Clay County. We'll have that live on this TV and on WYMT.com.
South Central, Southwest, Corbin Tigers all in action. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime Saturday night. But before we go, Union quarterback Chandler Whittlesey tried his hand at reporting earlier this week during Union's Media Day. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
He's pretty good.
Not from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bowling Green, Kentucky, fellas. Bowling Green, Kentucky. Okay. You like it there?
I love it there.
I've never been there before.
I'm 6'7". How tall are you?
Come on now. What's your favorite color?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't really have one. I guess, no, we'll say orange since we're here.
Mine's purple. I guess orange is okay. I'm in the orange. You never had an interview before?
I have. I have plenty of interviews.
Okay, well, let's act like it, okay? You start?
Yeah, man.
How?
What do you mean, how? Put in that work?
He puts in the work.
I'm Coach Brian Clark from Tallahassee, Florida. Rickers High School,
Okay.
Rickers High School.
All right. Yep. You're not in high school no more.
My favorite quarterback?
Yeah, out here.
Oh, it's good. I'm glad that you specified out here.
Yeah.
But probably Chandler Whittlesey.
Okay, yeah.
He gives me the
about it a
ball.
little bit.
He gives me the ball.
We'll see. Okay. All right, Coach. We'll see you.